The pandemic threw a lot of TV shows and their productions into disarray, and needless to say, we are still trying to figure out everything out as a whole, as many shows took the shorter season approach to try and get production done with the various COVID variants running wild. One of the shows that did their best to adapt to this was CW's The Flash, as instead of a typical season, they started out with a 5-episode event called Armageddon, and once they return from break, we'll deal with a new storyline. One that apparently involves some future kids causing trouble, so allow us to show you the Flash Season 8 Preview Teases Timeline Trouble. Number 5. Armageddon Recap. To understand what is happening in the future episodes when the Flash returns in January, you need to understand what happened in the first 5 episodes of the season via the Armageddon event. We're going to be very loosely touching on things, so just roll with us, okay? Set in the present timeline, Barry encounters an alien being known as Despero, a major character in DC Comics lore, who claims that in 10 years' time, Barry Allen is going to cause an event that will literally destroy the world. Or in other words, the Flash creates Armageddon on Earth. Oops. Naturally, Barry doesn't believe him and strikes a deal with Despero so that he has 7 days to prove that he won't end the world. The problem? Things immediately start going wrong for him. He loses his job due to corruption charges being brought against him, Star Labs is shut down due to a radiation leak, and then the big one, somehow Joe West is dead, and Barry doesn't remember how this happened. What follows is a quest for answers and truth, and it takes a lot of twists and turns, not the least of which is the reveal of the Injustice Protocols, where Black Lightning is summoned to try and take away Barry's powers so that he can't cause the end of the world, and then to jump to the future so that the truth can be revealed. The truth? The Reverse Flash is behind it all. He created a reverse flashpoint in which he made it so that he, Eobard Thawne, got hit by the legendary lightning bolt and made the Flash and Barry had become the Reverse Flash, somehow. And what's more, Eobard took over Barry's life, including being a day away from marrying Iris and ensuring that Joe West died just to screw with Barry. Yep, it's true, he's a dick. Teaming up with Damian Dark, don't ask, Barry was able to fix the timeline and make it so that Reverse Flash failed, even saving Eobard's life by taking away his speed so that he wouldn't fade away within the timeline. Everything was back to normal, as one CCPD officer put it, until they zoomed in on a holiday picture on the wall and a certain duo of characters magically appeared. Those characters? Nora and Bart Allen, Barry Allen's kids from the future. Number 4. Honey, the kids broke the timeline. At the end of Armageddon, a small teaser for the return of the Flash in January was shown, and it features Nora and Bart finding out that the timeline was in flux and they had to go and fix it. There are still quite a few questions about what exactly Bart and Nora will be trying to fix, and what exactly it is that they broke in the first place. It is very possible that they're seeing the ripples of the reverse flashpoint and are trying to ensure that things stay the way they're supposed to, especially given Nora almost faded from existence at the end of Season 5 due to timeline changes. It also shows in the preview that we're going to meet an old friend that we haven't seen in a while via Eddie Thawne, the ancestor to Eobard. He died at the end of Season 1 in order to prevent Eobard from ever being born. It didn't take, and as a result, he only appeared in flashbacks and Speed Force visions. But now, he's back, at least for one episode. With Barry and Iris's future kids playing a role in Season 8 of The Flash, it's hard not to speculate that their appearance may also connect to another character revealed in recent casting news. Number 3. New character. It was previously announced that Mika Abdallah had been cast as Tanya Wazo for the series. In the comics, Tanya Wazo is a member of the Legion of Superheroes known as Phantom Girl, or in the post-Zero Hour continuity as Apparition. While it hasn't been confirmed that the Flash's Wazo comes from the future, it would make for an interesting connection, especially since the CW has described the character as, after years of successfully hiding in plain sight, reluctant meta-teenager Tanya Wazo's life is turned upside down when she becomes the subject of Iris West Allen's latest investigation for CC Citizen Media. Soon, Tanya is thrust into a dangerous world she never knew existed, one that will change her life forever. Now, in the comics, Phantom Girl is actually an alien princess who fled home because of her mother's oppressive ways. Or at least in the DC Rebirth timeline, that was the case. So how will that factor here with the Flash is really anyone's guess. But we can say that some strange things are happening around here, and it all ties back to Armageddon, in one form or another, for better or for worse. Number 2. Fallout from Armageddon? Here's the thing. While Armageddon was billed as a major event, many didn't agree with that premise in certain ways. Yes, it started out grand and promised a lot of superhero crossovers and big moments, but many of those fell flat. In fact, the biggest crossover happened in the future when Barry found out about Reverse Flash. In the present, the only real crossover is with the Atom, the returning Brandon Routh and Mia Queen, whom everyone agrees was just a waste of a cameo as she didn't really do anything of consequence. Furthermore, not only was everything that Reverse Flash did undone, no one but Barry remembered it. He had to tell them what happened. Also, Reverse Flash is now depowered and locked up, meaning that he is off the board, for the time being at least. And as for Despero, well, he went out in the way of many CW villains go out, cheesily and without much care for what came before. Thus, that begs the question of what the real fallout from Armageddon was, because nothing that happened in the first 4 episodes is canon now. Joe's death, Black Lightning's help, Iris's investigation, etc. And while a lot of growth happened in the future, kind of, it's all non-canon now. One of the crossover hero actors said that the future episode would set up things for the future of The Flash and beyond, but whether that's true, well, that's up for debate. And if Nora and Bart are trying to stabilize the timeline even further, wouldn't that mean that the last bit of potential fallout is negated? Only time will tell. Number 1, how much longer can Flash run? Now, this is a question that many are asking post-Armageddon, because as of right now, The Flash is only a few episodes away from passing Arrow as the longest-running show in history of the Arrowverse. Arrow ended Season 8 with 10 episodes, so that's a landmark moment that will be crossed this season. But as with Arrow, the question needs to be asked about how much longer The Flash can reasonably go. Arrow is gone, Supergirl ended this year, as well alongside as Black Lightning. Legends of Tomorrow is still going strong for now, and Batwoman is still steadying its ship after the fallout it had from the departure of Ruby Rose. So in short, The Flash is the flagship show. So how much longer can it go? Many fans think that Season 9 will be the last one, as that'll give them a chance to potentially have one more full-length season before everything ends. That also gives the team the chance to tell the story of Barry becoming the hero who inspires, like they've been teasing since last season. Now that's not to say we want The Flash to end, far from it. It's a great show and it's lasted quite a while, but in the eyes of some fans, the key characters they've lost, Cisco Ramon, key among them, and the villains that they're using now and wasting, Despero among others, seems like it's an end of the line kind of thing. But only the CW knows when they'll pull the plug, so we'll just have to see how it goes. So what do you think? What do you think of this look at The Flash Season 8 and how the show is aiming to tell a story of the future and present at the same time via Barry Allen's kids? Do you think this is a smart strategy given all that happened in Armageddon? Or do you think that they should try something else entirely? Let us know in the comments below and we'll see you next time on the channel.